every team needs a diva, a leader, and one guy that actually should get overtime. I hope my school administration listens to this. Hi everyone, this is Triple T, and today I'm reviewing FansToys Calatrava, their FT-32D, or Long Haul, as we know and love him. And yes, we love him. Right from the get-go, I'm just going to say I'm not going to put these on the combiner part and have them being torn around by their scavenger, because that's just silly to me. But you can do that if you want to. And with that said, let's get on with the review. This is a mighty epic piece. His proportions are a bit strange to me. I know some people do like this beefier things, and I mean, he should be beefy, and his diaper is already full. But I like it and I don't like it. I like it because the quality here is sublime, and it's going to be the perfect crotch piece. It's not going to break or go anywhere, but at the same time, it's not really long-hauly in its, well, chubbiness. I mean, I have nothing against chubbiness, says, but here you really want that sleek, beautiful G1 aesthetic that he had, even though he was a strong bot of the team. Yeah, but if we get up close and personal with him, you can see that way too big visor, but it does look very nice. You can see that sheen on there. Very, very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. And you have that little cockpity thing there that you have to pull out for combine mode, which is a hassle. But still, very nice. Those shoulders with rotating wheels, of course. And this wheel is a bit dirty, like someone has driven it on some sand or something. I don't know why, but I don't care. Here you have the waist, and this waist can be opened like in 1, 2, 3, 4 ways. And we are of course, going to do that in the transformational video and a bit during articulation. Here you have that very beautiful crotch, and I like these solutions when they do it this way with the flaps, because they just move with it. So you don't have to move something about or something that can break or something like that. I do prefer this solution. It's very good. Just this solution in itself raises the masterpiece score up quite a bit. Not to say that it was going to get a low one from the beginning, but you know what I mean. You have some very nice legs here. Let's look at them from the inside as well, which looks kind of strange, but it works. I think that is actually very cartoon accurate. I do like these little wheels on the back. Go round and round, round and round. And these little details here, of course. Very nice. And here you have the back, and you can see the legs are very, very, well, kibble-free, which is very good. But then we come to the kibbly part of this one. And, I mean, I don't care, really, because if I ever have this one in bot mode, I will remove this from him. I mean, it's just a matter of doing that. And here you have him without kibble. And Bob's your uncle. If you can just tap that piece back in, that is. Yes, I did it. Good. Now, this is more of a kibble I expect from Long Haul, so I don't really care. I don't mind it. I don't think it looks bad. Just that this doesn't want to stay tabbed in. You can remove them altogether if you have that kind of preference, because these are the waist pieces for the combine mode. So yeah, he looks very, very good, but a bit on the chunky, or not chunky, but broad-shouldered side. And again, for a strong bot, sure, but it doesn't really look accurate to the cartoon, because he was a bit more slender and taller. Well, never mind. I still love him. Let's get into the articulation, shall we? And this head can go all the way around. He can look up. And if you really want him to look up, you can just push his head in. Now he can look really up. And you can, of course, do the other thing. You can push it up and have him look down. But if you have the plate where it should, he doesn't really look down. But that doesn't really matter. I mean, He looks down on everyone anyway, so. His arms, of course, go 360 around, out to the side like that. These are friction hinges, and they work as they should now, but they are a bit on the loosey-goosey side due to the fact that there is an extra hinge in here. So, I don't know. Maybe not. You have a bicep rotation, and you have a double-jointed elbow. Very, very nice. Though they tend not to stay where they should because they are kind of flimsy. But you can tighten this screw if you want to be in more of a control of that. I understand why the arms look like they do because, well, transformation, basically. You have, as always, these little fingies. And the thumb is on a separate little hinge here. And it's pegged on, so you can actually rip it off if you want to. But why would you? You can rotate it about. You can close the hand around. I do love these hands, but there is a little problem with them, with the gun, and we will come to that later on. Let's get him to do YMCA. No. You have a waist rotation there. You do have an ab crunch, but you have to force it. And people keep saying it's ratcheted. I don't find any ratchets in here, but you can. But then you need to get these back, like so. Push that in again. So I don't really know. You can hinge the legs quite far up. So this is a very good movement for being a FansToys bot. You can, if you untransform him a bit, you can make the legs go straight back. You can't when you have this little piece where it should be, but still. You have a rotation at the thigh. You have a very nice knee bend there. Very, very nice. If you haven't tabbed things in correctly here, and this needs to be pushed way in, the knee tends to be up here, but it should be down here because this nice ratchet can hold for anything. Now, what I'm about to say may sound somewhat controversial, but people are getting the feet wrong. They tend to say that, oh, this is a very small tilt. It's not. You just have to know how to use it. You have a little lever there, so you need to push that down, and that can actually get you a very fair bit of articulation. And more than this, then he has to stand like that for that to need anything more. So I don't know. Do you need more tilt than this? I don't think you do. So don't untransform it unless you really need that wide stance. And if you actually do, he will be a bit unstable as well, because the stability here is a lot on these two pieces, especially when he has this big rump on, because then he tends to get fairly back heavy, to be quite honest. Okay, now to one of my little problem areas, and that is the accessories. I'm not going to show the trumpet, you all know how that looks, but this gun, I mean, it looks good. We took a look at that in the unboxing, and there is, of course, a tab here, and it holds on for dear life. But when you actually curl up the fingers, this just pops out. And I've tried this in very many ways. You can actually make it stay in if you don't really curl the trigger finger. And if you are that careful putting in your little gunny poo, he can, of course, shoot Autobots to his heart's content, or maybe Omega Supreme, I don't know. That's a really sad episode, really. I mean, them breaking their, I can't speak today, them breaking their friendship with Omega Supreme. But I mean, that was Megatron's doing, so yeah. But still, I mean, this doesn't really look amazing. It looks kind of strange. This looks like a big sausage holding a gun, but I mean, this is long haul, so yeah, that's how he is supposed to look. I would have liked these elbows a bit higher up, but I understand why they are not on this bot. While I've been fiddling with these, I have actually been popping off some screw hole covers. I can't find any that doesn't have covers. Well, I mean, these never had covers, so but there are no difference between sides, so I don't really care. They work just fine as is. So screw hole covers popping off, not mind-blowingly strange. Let's get down a bit, shall we? And for comparison, first we're going to bring in his counterpart. No, he's not in robot mode, he's in leg mode. And I'm not going to transform him again. Never again! No, this is a very sturdy leg. I do like this bot, really. The knee on mine is very loose, so that is a shame. But I'm not going to have the FansToys in bot mode. I'm going to have them in combined mode, and I'm going to have my X-Trans bots in bot mode because they look spot on. They're not always fun to handle, but still. Speaking of X-Trans bots, here we have my favorite one, Scrapper, and I mean, this bot is just outstanding. This is the best they've ever done, I think. You can see the difference in hues here, and I have put those on instead of the wheels, so I will never be able to transform him again, but that is actually what I wanted, so I want him in bot mode. Because how good FansToys quality is on these, the bots don't look as good as the X-Transbots ones in bot mode. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. This is a bit of a too wide one for me. But still, I do like him very much. And to just bring in another company, here is DX9 Sideswipe. And I know he's supposed to be bigger than him, but by that much. I mean, let's bring in Scrapper again. I mean, this is more in line of what I think is correct. I mean, I like big bots and I cannot lie, but scale is important to me. And I think that this bot is actually more on par with what we should expect. I think he's a bit too small and he's a bit too big still, but yeah. Anyway, they look good together. Now we're going to get him transformed into alt mode, and I'm quite scared about doing the combined mode later on because that is very, very, well, fiddly. I'm not going to do it with this on, so if you have it on, just imagine you have it on and you can just fold it up. But anyway, yeah. Get the gun out, close the hand, rotate the little thingy, and let's get started. If you want to watch the transformational video, just go to my clip that shows that posted side by side with this one, of course. And there you have Calatrava in alt mode, and it's a beautiful alt mode, and it rolls like a champ. You can have things popping off if you don't have the arms and waist aligned. I know I haven't. I never get him properly aligned, but who cares when he looks like this? And if you don't like that little body face there, you can just fold that down. But let's look at the detailing. You have some very nice detailing on the front here. Very nice indeed. And some headlights painted in silver and some smaller lights in silver as well. No turn signals, so don't turn. You have that brown, purpley see-through glasses there, or glass there. And you have a little engine with a little, I don't know, it doesn't go through here, so it couldn't be a chimney or exhaust pipe or whatever you want to call it. You can't open the bed, so he is going to be like this. I wasn't expecting FansToys to actually make a opening bed. So anything you put in this shallow bed will be there forever. So his things can just be there, and he can tow them around. Yes, I don't have that on because that's just silly. But of course you can. You can have it on. But if you do, you will just, I will show you. Be patient. I'm just going to get that away. If you do, you have that sitting in here, looking like that. But yeah, I don't really care for it, so I don't utilize that at all. He's still very hefty, of course. The weight, well, if you don't remove that. Hasn't changed at all, and he is looking really, really good. He doesn't really have any articulation per se. I mean, you can roll the wheels. These are, I thought they were individual, but they aren't, so you just roll them the same way, and those as well. And this is what he looks like from beneath, without that purpley thing. And that is what he looks like from the side. Very nice indeed. And that is what he looks like from above, like a little green square. And this is the best part. I mean, look at him. Look at him. Yeah, very nice. And I mean, I complain a bit about the shovel being very shallow. But of course, you can sit a robot there if you want to. You can be dangling his legs down, having the time of his life. He's having the time of his life. Or something like that. So, yeah, that looks actually kind of cool. And he can just drive him back and forth. Get out! For comparison, let's bring in Takara Prowl. And as you can see, he just towers over him. I don't really know how I feel about that. I mean, this particular dump truck should be much, much bigger. But unfortunately, he's much, much bigger in alt mode bot mode as well. So, yeah. But he does look good. And I mean, he could tow him, maybe, in that shovel. I don't know. The scale is on par. Maybe this should be slightly bigger. I don't know. Ah, there's the piece I need. Where is my little pop of green paint? Let's see if this is where that is going. Yes, it was. I don't know how I'm supposed to push this in. Maybe it was the other way around. And now it's gone again. Well, this is going to be out soon enough because I'm, well, going to transform it into combine mode. And yeah, that just took its vacation again. Anyway, for further comparison, here he is with Optimus, MPM, Optimus, and I think they are more on par, actually, because the cabin seems a bit smaller here, and that actually sizes better with this one. So, yeah. I always thought he looked very sad because his cab is just tilting downwards. So, I don't know. But this looks very good. Well, I'm going to get him into combine mode just for the fun of it. And I'm not going to utilize these because they hinder the articulation of the arms. Not by much, but by, well, enough to make me a sourpuss. So I'm going to put them away. If you want to store the gun, I forgot to tell you, you have actually a little piece here you can store it on, so you can just have it there if you want to shoot Autobots in your alt mode. And there you have him in, well, combine mode. And is it beautiful? No. You need the bigger part to actually apply it, everything to him. It is fairly easy to transform when you get the hang of it, but until you do, it can also be quite tedious, especially folding the arms upon this little hinge back here and getting that out. That is a nightmare, to be quite frank. These pieces are fairly solid. You just need to be very, very wary of that piece. And if you want to have those side pieces on, you untab this. Okay, you use the correct spudger. You untab this, because that is difficult to do. And you move these out a bit, and you get these side pieces on. Like so. And now begins the quest of retabbing this. Everything has to just clip on like that, and then we're going to push this down like that, and then get this pig down. That isn't the easiest thing to do. So don't be like me and forget it during transformation. But there it's in. And there you have him with skirt pieces on. And I show this in this video because a lot of people miss this piece, so I want to show this to everyone. Don't forget to put this in. I mean, he's a fairly standard, boxy version of himself. I mean, this is what he'll look like. And if you put him up through the wall, you can actually see how he looks. Now, let's bring a leg. Of course, it fell over. Let's bring you up a bit. You can see he isn't that tall, but he is really squarey and will be very nice in the middle of the chest. And we're going to take a look at that. And we're going to take a look at that right now. And that is a worry for me, because this is not easy. Well, it is if you hit things right, but if you don't, and you normally don't, it will be quite difficult. Here I have Devastator with his other pieces of the puzzle. I'm just going to rotate that for now. Hi! That tab and that port are going into specific pieces here. And you can see I have some paint rubbed here, so that's not very fun. Let's see what is going on here. Like that. I got it on. Very nice. He's not very stable due to the fact that he has this little crotchy piece. And now I'm going to rotate this up. This little tab goes into his, well, to the arm here. It's an arm piece, and then you push everything in, push that up, push that in a little bit extra. These side pieces are supposed to tab in like that as well. And now we can bring in the long or short pieces for the chest. And they do tab in securely. Sometimes you have to fold them a bit forward to tab them onto this little hinge here, and then retract both of them. So they actually sit where they should. These aren't the ones I'm going to use because I think they are a bit, as you can see, in the way of articulation. I mean, they work, but still a bit in the way of articulation. So I have to put that arm down. To me, this length feels like an afterthought because they wanted that scrapper thingy, funny stuff that they, well, you know. That purpley piece is very non-sightly, I have to say. Very non-sightly. Can you stand on your own? If I do like, no, like that. No, you can't. You are too... Ah, there. Good. This is a bit unsightly, but it works, and I think he will look the part. Maybe this was a bit too far down. I don't know. But, I mean, this is Devastator when he is at his best. There is a problem with the waist rotation. You don't have any. If you untab the back here and take off these rubber wheels, you do have both waist rotation and ab crunch. So it depends on how much you want to change out on him. If you're willing to do that or not. I mean, my Devastator is just going to stand, maybe with his arms to his side or a gun in his hand or something like that. But he doesn't really need to. And I'm not going to sacrifice my transpots just to get an ab crunch for Devastator. Because I want them in bot mode. They are so good in bot mode. I will probably do I will be doing a review of this Devastator and maybe even comparing it to the X-Transbots ones when every piece comes out. But this is what we got so far. And so far, again, it looks very, very good. I'm very happy with it. And it feels robust. It does. I mean, it's not going to fall apart on itself. And I don't think these are as flimsy as people say. I actually like them. So, yeah. Very good looking. But now I'm going to transform him to bot for the last time, just to do my conclusion and to show you how it's done. But if you want to see that, you have to go to my transformational video, of course, as per usual. Now for my conclusion. I do like this bot, but the transformation is a chore, to say the least. It's not difficult per se, but it's a lot to do, and you have to do it in the right order, and some things are very well tabbed in, and you need to lube that up if you are going to transform this more than once. The quality is outstanding. He is a bit on the chubby, not chubby, but broad-shouldered side for my taste. He should be a bit longer and skinnier, I think, at least according to the cartoon. And I do love me some cartoon accuracy. Everything else is just great on him. The engineering is outstanding. The plastic quality, the color, the paint, the detailing, everything. There's nothing really to complain about on him. He is the best so far in the Constructicon lineup. So his Masterpiece score is a 9, and that is a very high Masterpiece score for a combiner, but he is that good. He really, really is that good. So he's a strong recommendation from me if you like long haul or FansToys or just green bots with guns. This is up your alley, I can tell you. But I guess that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care.